Okay, sit yourself onto your lift and come into a good cross-legged position. Have a little wriggle about, make sure that you're feeling evenly positioned, that you're sitting evenly and with levelness at the seat bones. Hold onto your knees and elevate your heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Look down at the floor, look at something that isn't moving. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Look at the floor, look at something that doesn't move. Observe how not just the seat bones connect to the ground, but how the feet connect to the ground. So make some adjustments if necessary, just so that you are sitting levelly at the feet and at the seat bones. Look at something that doesn't move so that the brain quietens and you can draw your attention inwards. Release your hands, bring your hands into Namaste. Press palms firmly together, lengthen from your armpits into your elbows. Allow your eyes to gently close. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, emptying your lungs from the top to the bottom. Draw your chin down to meet your chest. Feeling the stretch of the back of the neck, drawing your shoulders down as you bring the chin to the chest. Spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area. And then release the backs of the hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Just bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. Palms facing upwards. Just gently extending the fingers away from the palms. A gesture of wisdom, physical intelligence and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. Physical intelligence, the ability to be present in the physical body. to listen to the physical sensations of a pose, and to know whether those sensations are suggesting levelness and evenness, or they suggest an imbalance. That imbalance can be addressed through our practice. Just raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open. Hold onto your knees, elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down. Just sitting on the front edge of the seat bones, pulling against the knees so that you roll onto the front edge of the seat bones, lift up into the chest. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right, drawing your abdomen across from the left to the right, drawing your ribs and your shoulders across, feeling that the seat bones are level, that they remain level, observing the body's response to the pose, recognizing resistance where it is there, recognizing freedom, and leveling your attention between those two states. Come back to the center, hold onto your knees, lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area up to the ceiling, drawing your shoulders down. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left, drawing your abdomen across, turning from the abdomen first. The abdomen, then the ribs, then the shoulders, and then just let the neck be soft. Don't look over the shoulder. Look forward. Draw the chest across. Draw the ribs across the abdomen. Observe the physical sensation of the pose. Is it specific or is it general? Can you feel a specific resistance, or is there general resistance? Or is there freedom and no resistance? Come back to the center. Come off your lift and then just sit back on your heels. Have the big toes together and the knees apart. Wriggle into the inner heels. Press the shins into the floor so that the thighs activate. If the thighs activate, then you can activate up into the spine, elevating the heart area up to the ceiling. Keep the seat bones down on the heels as you come forwards, hinging at the hips, lengthening the chin and the chest forward. Bring the forehead down, spread the fingers, spread the palms, turn the tailbone in. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Lengthening the tailbone down to the floor, observing your body's response to the pose. Seeking out the stretch. So if there are areas of dullness that you identify within the physical body, then try and activate it. So it might not be activating that specific area, but it might be activating the limb at the bottom or at the top. So if the arms aren't activated firmly, then spread the palms deeply and see if you can activate those arms really firmly. Come up onto your knees, turn your toes under, and then come up into dog down. Just again, keeping your attention within the physical body. So there's a big difference between observing the physical body and that kind of self-analytical process that we sometimes go through that lets us spiral into difficult thought situations. So it's different because the physical body is just here, and we probably don't pay a great deal of attention to it. So in our yoga practice, it's a good opportunity to just feel the body in 3 dimensions, feel what is happening within the physical body, activate the legs, activate the kneecaps, lift the fronts of the thighs all the way to the tops of the legs, turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Keep the breath deep and soft. Listen to the breath, listen to the physical response to the pose. Is there internal balance of action, or are the legs working more than the arms more than the legs? Is the left side more willing than the right side? Try and level it out. Step your feet forward, come up into a standing position. Get a couple of blocks for your hands for half uttanasana. And then bring your feet as wide apart as the mat. Bringing your feet as wide apart as the mat. Bringing the heels out so that you can feel that the heels are in line with the edge of the mat. Feel that the little toes are in line with the edge of the mat. So even if you're overlapping the edge of the mat just a little, just know that your heels are in line with the edge of the mat by the fact that they can feel it's there. Do both feet feel the same? Activate the legs, tighten the kneecaps, lift up into the chest. Have your hands on your hips and wing your elbows behind you. Lift up into the heart area. Project the chin and the chest forwards, keeping the head looking up. Find your way into the first stage of the pose where the body is, the torso is parallel to the floor, and then reach down and find the blocks. Be on fingertips. Just feel your way into the pose. Just observe the physical action of the pose. Aim to find physical levelness. You go down lower, then do, but not at the expense of losing the extension. If you've got a bad back, then stay at the higher lift. So it's always good to start high and then come down, because sometimes we can feel more when we start from the higher lift. Activate the legs, lifting the fronts of the thighs all the way up to the crease of the hip, turning the fronts of the thighs consciously inwards, projecting the chin and the chest forwards, lifting the seat bones, projecting the chin and the chest forwards. Just feel that you are easing your way into your own physical presence. That the body is often ignored. So when we have the opportunity to come into our yoga practice, We draw our attention into the physical body. That doesn't mean that we become obsessed with the aches and pains that we experience in everyday life. We observe those and we respect them, but we identify areas of the body that don't have those aches and pains. And then we divide our attention evenly between them. And then the perception of the initial aches and pains feels different, feels more level. Okay, bring your hands into your hips, bend your knees on the way up if you need to, and then come up into standing position, come up into Tadasana. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Your arms out nice and wide in towards the chest, and then step or jump your feet nice and wide for trikonasana. Turn your left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. So before we come into the pose, just observe it at this stage. Activate the kneecaps, turn the fronts of the legs outwards rather than inwards. Just feel how the body can lengthen into the toes, how the heels can extend into the toes. And then come down, maintaining your connection to your feet. Look up if you can. Just feel where the physical body is in 3 dimensions, observing how the body is giving signals of unevenness or evenness. Listen to the breath. Listen to the in breath and the out breath. Reach up, come back to the centre, swap the feet around, turn the right toes in, left leg and foot all the way out. Again, feel the feet, feel the legs, feel the torso, feel the chest and the arms as you come over. Find the shin, look up. Feel that you are in alignment. So that comes from the feet up into the shins, into the knees, into the thighs. Turn in those thighs. The more you can turn the front leg, the front of the leg, the more you can draw the front leg buttock bone in, so that you find levelness from that foot into the hips, into the spine, into the arms. Come back to the centre. Bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump your feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Just observe the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Just feeling the energy in the chest and in in the shoulders and the neck and the head and the arms. Turn your palms all the way out. Bring your arms out nice and wide, in towards the chest, and then step or jump, go wide. So prasarita, padottanasana, wide. Turn your toes in, your hands on your hips, and then lift up into the heart area. And then hinging at the hips, winging the elbows towards each other behind you, keeping the head lifted, keeping the back straight as you come forward. Come forward and reach down. Turn the fronts of your thighs inwards so that the seat bones lift away from the heels. Feel where your weight is in your feet. If you bring your weight forward, your feet goes into your toes. If you bring your weight back, bring the legs back, hit the shins back, then your weight comes into your heels. That's where you want it. Project the chin and the chest forward. So again, just feel your way into the physical pose. Just feel the energy of the stretch. So we work to observe, we're not working to punish. Sometimes you see, often you see people in gyms really kind of punishing the physical body in the pursuit of, I don't know. But in yoga, we just test the body with affection. We know what the body feels like at rest. We know what the body feels like when we are extending. Bring the head down, keep the back straight. If you can't come down with the back straight, then stay at the first stage. Lengthen out the neck, bring the heel of the hands in line with the heel of the feet. So observe how the challenge on the legs changes as we come down. Or if you stay in the first stage, how the challenge of the legs changes over time. Keep turning the fronts of the thighs inwards, keep the kneecaps tightened. Lift the seat bones away from the heels. Be light on the head rather than heavy. Have a block underneath your head if it doesn't reach. Keep the weight back in the heels rather than on the head. If you can reach around the outsides of the heels, then do. Just feel the body in 3 dimensions. Okay, bring the hands back onto the mat. Walk your hands forwards, come back into the halfway point. Bring the heels of the hands down and then bend your knees, step or jump your feet back together and then come back up into Tadasana. Each time we return to Tadasana, observe how your energy has changed. Turn the palms all the way out. Lift up into the chest. And then and gently release. Come down onto your knees. Have your hands shoulder width apart. Really consciously spread in the palms. Lengthening principally into the index finger. Lengthening the neck of the index finger away from the knuckle. Lengthening firmly into the index finger. Then press the pad of the thumb into the floor and roll it towards the index finger. Press the pad of the middle finger into the floor consciously and roll it towards the index finger. Do the same with the ring finger, the little finger, rolling them all towards the index finger so that it suddenly opens up space in the shoulders. Turn your toes under, have your feet hip width apart, and then come up into dog down, keeping the palms of the hands down, rolling the tips of the fingers towards the index finger. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, lengthening into the index finger, feeling how that space grows in the shoulders, in the area between the top of the shoulder and the neck. Observe for evenness, for levelness. Does it feel level? Adjust if it doesn't. Keep the fingertips rolling towards the index finger. Keep extending deeply into that index finger. Activating the legs as you will in dog down, tightening the kneecaps, pressing the fronts of the knees through to the backs of the knees, pressing the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs. Turning the fronts of the shins inward so that the heels start to separate. Lifting the seat bones away from the backs of the thighs. Just maintaining your attention of the physical body. Leveling out your focus between the hands and the arms and the spine and the legs. Okay, come down onto your knees. Just sit back on the heels. Observe the energy that you have released through your practice so far. Observe how you wake up your energy. Listen to the breath. Listen to the inhalations and the exhalations. Feeling how the inhalation brings in more energy. Observe whether that is happening evenly on both sides or more on one side than the other. Lengthen forwards, come into Adho Mukha Virasana. Breathing even deep inhalations and exhalations. Activate your hands as you were doing in dog down, lengthening the index finger as much as you can, opening up the armpit chest, and then pressing the tips of the other fingers into and thumbs into the floor, and rolling them towards the tips of the fingers towards the index finger. Keep hitting down on the heels. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Push yourself back up into virasana. And again, just observe your energy. Observe the levelness of your energy. Breathing in in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Okay, come get yourself a belt and just sit either directly on the mat, or if you struggle to sit directly on the mat, then sit in a folded blanket so that you sit a little higher up. Just roll over and move the buttock flesh out to the side. Have a couple of blocks handy where you can reach them. You might need those. And have a belt where you can reach it. Just roll over and move the backs of the thighs. Roll them outwards so that the fronts of the legs can naturally roll inwards. Have the big toes together and have the feet, so you have the hands at the sides of the hips, and lift up into the chest. Activate your legs. Press the knees into the floor. Turn the fronts of the thighs inwards. Lift up into the chest. So, I'm going to sit on a folded blanket because today I just feel like I need it. So I'm just perching on the folded blanket. And now I can lift my chest. I can activate my lumbar area more efficiently. Keep the right leg straight and then try not to disturb the seat bones as you bend the left leg out to the side and then bring the foot into the inner groin. Now if this knee is kind of floating in the air, and if you're sitting on a lift, then chances are that's going to happen, then just put a block underneath the head of the knee. Just make sure that you haven't disturbed the hips behind you, and then grab yourself a belt and then hook the belt around the foot and then push the foot into the belt. Pull the belt towards you and use that to roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Just make sure that you're feeling even on the seat bones. Just if you're not. Lift up into the chest, elevating the heart area upwards and drawing the abdomen from the left to the right slightly so that the torso is directly facing the straight leg. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Now, if you've got a bad back, you might just want to stay at this stage, janu sirsasana. You might just want to stay at this stage, and maybe just a little at a time, you creep the hands forwards a little. But all the time, if you come forwards, then you always come forwards with a straight back. Lifting from the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. If your back is okay, then you're going to just cross the belt over just so that it stays in position, and then raise the legs up and then turn the front of the thigh inwards. Keep the head lifted, keep the heart area lifted, and then hinge at the hips, reach forwards, find the foot. If you can't find the foot, then just go back to the belt. Now at this stage, as we start coming forwards, you often see people just trying to poke the head down to the floor, to try and get your head down to the floor, but that's missing the point. That makes you round your back, it makes you push your shoulder blades out. And that's doing the pose with the ego. So do the pose with the heart. Lift the abdomen to the diaphragm, to the collarbone, to the chin. Keep the head lifted as you come forwards. Bend your elbows out to the sides as you come forwards. Keep the front chest lifted and long. Driving the heart area towards the foot. Listening to the breath as you come down. If you can reach around the foot, then do. Keep extending the chin and the chest forwards. And then if you bring your head down only after the chest is in contact with the leg. And then bring the chin, so you bring the forehead down onto the shin. Keep that straight leg rotating inwards.
janu. A really good stretch for liver function, stretching out the kidney area, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. I was reading an article yesterday about the fact that liver function is so important, but unless you've got a problem with your liver, you never really notice it. And so we should take care of it, because it's the biggest internal organ and it's always at work.
Lift the head and then gently come back to the centre. Observe how your energy changes, how the quietness comes over the brain. Just straighten the two legs. So when you come out of a forward bend, how the brain suddenly feels quieter. Just reset in the middle. So the hands at the sides of the hips lift up into the chest. And then keep the left leg where it is, bend the right knee out to the side, and then again, if this knee is kind of floating up in the air a little, then you can put a block under the head of the knee just to protect it. But you don't necessarily need that, only if the knee is high. Just go back to the levelness of the hips. Turning the fronts of the thigh inwards, elevating the heart area upwards, pushing the foot into the belt, pulling the belt towards you so that you roll onto the front edge of the seat bones. Turn the abdomen from the right to the left so that the torso is directly reaching over the foot. Lift up into the chest. If you're protecting your back because of an injury, then just stay at this stage. Otherwise, you can cross the belt over and then reach up, reach to the ceiling. So as soon as you reach up, observe that the foot wants to roll out. So turn the front of the thigh inwards. Turn the front of the thigh inwards. Rotate the abdomen across. And then reach the foot, or you go back to the belt if you can't reach the foot. Keep the back straight, keep the heart area lifted. Lengthen the elbows out to the sides. Reach around the foot if you can. Keep the hips level. Keep the straight leg turning inwards. The front of the leg turning inwards, the back of the leg broadening outwards. Observe how it feels different on this side to the other. Bending your elbows out to the sides. Keeping the head lifted until the chest is in line with the foot. And then finally, bringing the forehead down. So giving the liver a massage, stretching out the kidney region. So at this time of year especially, there's lots of parties and lots of rich food. There's a lot for your liver to handle. And so janu, Adho svanasana. Really good poses for liver function. So we should take care of our internal organs. But like I say, unless there's a problem
You never even notice that they're there. When there's a problem, you realise it. But we should take care of the internal organs because they take care of us.
Okay, gently come back to the centre. Just uncross the belt if it's there, and then just hold on to the belt and roll onto the front edge of the seat bones, both feet in the belt. And like you're riding a horse, lift the heart area upwards. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Lifting the heart area. And then release. Bring the legs into swastikasana, into cross legs. Sitting on a lift if you need to. Hold onto the knees and elevate the heart area upwards, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right side. Again, drawing the abdomen from the left to the right. The abdomen across and the ribs and the shoulders. And then come back to the centre, hold onto your knees. Lift up into the chest and then turn to the left. And then gently come back to the centre. Just come down onto your back and have the folded blanket for underneath your head. And then come down with your head supported by the blanket, the head and the back of the neck supported by the blanket. Just hold on to the edges of the mat, bring your knees in towards your chest, and then elevate the legs up to the ceiling. If you want to intensify the lift, then you can put a bolster underneath the lower back and then stretch the legs up. Come up onto the tops of the shoulders if you've got the bolster. Inverting the body is really good for the immune system. It's good for the organs, just reversing the flow of energy, of gravity on the organs. So although this is only a supported inversion rather than a full-blown inversion, it's a good pose to just bring yourself into. There's a quietening action of an inversion that brings quietness over the brain. Okay, bend your knees, bring your feet down onto the floor, lift the seat bones and remove the bolster if it was there. And then just stretch yourself out along the mat. Just come up onto your elbows, make sure you're in a really good straight line along the mat. I'm just going to put a blanket over my feet so they get a bit cold at this stage. And then just gently maintaining that good straight line of shavasana. Allow the body to release into the floor. Have the arms just stretching out a little to the side so that there's space in the armpit chest. Let the physical body completely relax, unhooking the muscles of the arms and the legs so that the body becomes heavy. But then observe that natural feeling of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones into the muscles. Bring in a feeling of lightness, radiating from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. And again, we don't really notice the internal organs. So send them some love. Send them positive energy. Spread the energy of the bones and into the muscles, into the organs and into the flesh and the skin. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes and into the fingertips, all the way up into the top of the head. basking in that feeling of energetic lightness. And then when you're ready, gently wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. And then bend your knees in toward your chest. Have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Just a gentle massage on the spine. And then very gently roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just a final cross legs with your hands in the masti, just a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose down into the abdomen. Just connect into your energy. Observing the energy that you have released through your practice, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Lift your chest up to meet your chin. Just spend a moment to seek to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel as though you really lifted your energy and given yourself good, positive energy to put into your day. So thank you very much for joining me.